Hi everybody, I'm Kimberly Edwards with cookingwithkimberly.com. I must apologize, I don't know why my software is cutting my video out short. It just randomly decides to stop capturing my video. And I'm sorry for parts 1 and parts 2 to a bunch of my videos lately. Bear with me, I'm gonna figure it out, don't even worry. So right now, you can hear my bread machine. I'm making rye and cola bread for the bread machine, and again it's a play on words like rye and coke, rye and cola, but it's not actually rye alcohol, it's rye bread flour, so it's rye bread. Right now I've combined all the ingredients inside of the bread machine, and what I was showing you a minute ago before I realized I was no longer capturing was that it's mixing around. This is what's going on right now. Okay, it seems to be coming together very well. You are trying to assess the situation whether or not it's going to be too wet or too dry right now. You have to be relatively quick. If it looks too wet, add a tablespoon at a time flour, all-purpose flour around the edges, just to make sure that it gets all put together. If it looks too dry, put a tablespoon of liquid all around the edges until it's absorbed, and then assess the situation. What I want is it to come together like that. You see how it's all starting to come together? It looks like it might be a tad bit dry. I'm going to put a little bit of liquid in. Bear with me. Hold on. Okay. I'm actually going to use a bit of tea. I always have tea ready. It's actually room temperature. So I'm just going to pour a little bit all around the outsides. It already sounds like it's coming together better. It has a certain sound when it's perfect, and you can hear the bread hitting the sides and kind of getting kneaded, right? If it's getting really sticky on the sides of the reservoir, take a spatula, be very careful because you don't want to touch that hook that's inside of there. Scrape the sides, make sure everything's getting all incorporated. I'm good today. We're all good. That still looks slightly dry. I'm going to put a little bit more water in because I want it to rise nicely. I want it to be the right consistency. The only babysitting you have to do. Once it's done mixing, then what you can do is set it, and basically it's set already, and you just forget it until it's done. All of a sudden your bread machine goes beep beep and it's done baking your amazing bread. All of your fun stuff. Okay, that looks heck of a lot better. I'm going to show you what this looks like in here. Okay. The rye flour is very dense. That's why I'm glad I added the all-purpose. You can always sift in the all-purpose too if you want it to be slightly lighter and fluffier. So that's what's going on here, okay? This is gonna go for another couple of minutes. Important. Don't sit here and watch it the whole time. Close the lid. Once it's done and it wants to rise, you want it to stay a little slightly warm. The machine, I think, slightly heats a coil in there, keeps it just barely warm so that the yeast can rise. It's going to take about, I don't know, 45 minutes usually it takes to actually bake the bread. So the remaining 2 hours and 35 minutes is the mixing and the rising is crucial. Once it's done in the ball form, it's going to stop. It's going to sit and rise. And what I will do, warning you ahead of time, because I'm not going to be able to show you my whole video showing you the finished product. I'll probably just show a picture because it's 2 hours and 35 minutes. So I'm just using some rolled oats. You can use just plain oatmeal or whatever you like, but I have organic rolled oats. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take about, I don't know, probably a tablespoon or so of these rolled oats after it's done mixing, and it's just going to sit there and rise. And I'm going to sprinkle it all on the top of this bread. Once it fills the reservoir so that it's just touching the sides and it won't all fall down the edges, I sprinkle the rolled oats on so that it can start rising with it on there. It gets all kind of set in there, and then it bakes with this rolled oats, and you'll have a beautiful texture, at least on one end. Make sure you steal that piece yourself because you're the chef. And that's basically it. Set it and forget it. This is rye and cola bread for the bread machine. I'm going to check it one more time. It's coming together perfectly. This is exactly what you want. You want it to be in a ball, hitting the sides easily, moving around. Not too wet. It's not sticking. Not too dry. It's all incorporated. And that's just going to sit and chill out until my bread is baked. I will share with you what my bread was like and pictures of it. I hope you try this recipe and more, and I hope you check me out on cookingwithkimberly.com. Be sure to check out my episodes on my cooking show at youtube.com/cookingwithkimberly. Follow me on Twitter at cookingwithkime with a capital E, and go to the Facebook page and like it. It's facebook.com/cookingwithkimberly. I hope you enjoyed this. Make sure you eat deliciously. Ciao.